Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. MLA Gaming on YouTube.com. Please like, share, and subscribe in the chat today. In the chat, um, yeah, everyone's hyped all about Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Game Collection coming out this year. In the chat, I'm gonna be realistic. Yeah. And in this chat right now, in this video. Um, we have to thank, most likely, we have to thank X-Men 97, the, um, 97 for this collection happening, mostly, in the chat. Me and Speed had a discussion earlier. Really good discussion chat earlier in the chat. Like, really, we had a really good discussion in the chat. And, like, X-Men 97 came out this year. We have to thank X-Men 97 for coming out this year in the chat as well on Disney Plus. That's why the collection's happening, guys. I'm gonna say because of that, X-Men 97 really set the mark, pretty much. People give Maximilian the credit to set Marvel vs. Capcom free out of the jail, but I think honestly we could have had this collection way back in 2022 or 2023. And honestly, we have to thank X-Men 97 for let this happen in the chat. This is why this is happening. The Capcom Fighting Collection is happening, and the chat. Me and Speed had an interesting discussion in the chat. I definitely see the video game industry. It's hard to get video game license as well, man. I think X-Men 90, maybe they did talk behind the scenes. If X-Men 97 did well on Disney, of course it did in the chat and the chat itself. Yeah, man. Honestly, like, I'm really happy that it's happening as well. But please be realistic in the chat. Be realistic in the chat as well in this video. Yeah, man, just be realistic in the chat. The game's gonna do well eventually. The game's gonna do well in the first couple months. Then the hype will go down eventually in the chat. Like, honestly, I'm really happy that Marvel vs. Capcom is happening, but I don't want the game to die as well. Like, nobody wants that in the chat. And when the hype goes down, people get interested on other things in the chat. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In the chat, in the chat right now, like, honestly, like, honestly, don't. You have to be realistic here in the chat, guys, as well. In the chat. And honestly, it, Marvel vs. Capcom, it's not gonna have crossplay. If the pool of players are gonna be divided by PS4, Nintendo Switch and PC. Like honestly, it's gonna be smaller pool players on each platform. You have to be realistic, guys, in the chat. You have to be realistic in the chat. You have to be realistic in the chat, honestly. Yeah, man. I definitely had an awesome discussion with Speed. Thank you. So, massive shout out to Speed King 125 and Bevis Minute. I know Bevis Minute is hype as well. He said this in the chat, like, please be realistic, guys, in the chat. Be honest with yourself in the chat. Yeah, man. I just want to make an honest video today in the chat. I'm happy that Marvel versus Capcom is coming back in the chat, and I know the boys and me we gonna put awesome gaming content. I will definitely do live streams on my channel as well. I will come back, do it live on the channel myself. And yeah, man. Like, honestly, I'm really happy that Marvel versus Capcom is happening as well in the chat, but be more realistic in the chat as well. Yeah, man. Yeah. I just want to make this video for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below in the chat. I just want to read the lovely comments in the chat. Yeah, be realistic in the chat. We have to thank X-Men 97 for this being happening, for this thing happening, for X-Men 97 happening on Disney Plus. Now we got the fighting game collection coming out soon. The Marvel versus Capcom fighting game collection coming out soon. Really, really soon in the chat. Alright, guys. I'm gonna end the video right here. Please like, share, and subscribe. And fight on, guys. Emily signing out. Peace out. And fight on.